Claudia, good to see you. I haven't seen
Hi,
you in a minute.
Aaron. It's
What's
been a
up?
while.
I know,
Still
I
on
know.
vacation. Yeah, still on vacation, but I wanted to make it to this meeting for sure.
Oh man, thank you, Claudia. Thank you, thank you. You know Morgan's on tonight, right?
Oh, right. I saw the email. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe, oh, you know what? We're having like a family thing tonight, but maybe I'll like just listen in. That's cool.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Chill out with the fam. Chill out with the fam. Chill out with the fam. That's important. You don't get that all the time. You can always come to the meeting anytime.
It's hard getting away, but that's so neat. And
Yeah.
have you met Sheila? I don't know if
Um, yeah, unfortunately, I had to take a phone call. Somebody was calling me, but I'm just thankful you introduced Sheila to this meeting. And we should be getting some more people soon. I don't know where Ellison is at.
Is he the one who's giving us an update?
Yeah, he's supposed to be talking. He's supposed to be speaking. Hold on.
Okay, cool. How's Monica? Have you heard from her? Because she's out in Missouri.
For who?
Monica?
No, I haven't. I haven't talked to Monica in a while, actually. Rhonda supposed to be coming on. How's Chicago?
Sometimes Jim. Oh, how's Chicago? Good. You know, it's raining right now, but it's been good. It's just a lot of family. Not a lot of sightseeing. Like we don't go out like locally, but just busy. Sorry, I have my.
If we don't have nobody come on in like 5 minutes or so, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna reschedule for next week, and I'll just promote it a little bit more than what it was. Because I do know that Ellison, the lady he wanted to speak, she couldn't come on this week, so maybe we might got to reschedule for next week because you know, I don't want to waste no time, especially you on vacation too, Claudia. I don't want Sheila's time either. But Sheila, so what is there anything that I can, any resources you have, anything like that? Hold on, man.
Who is that? Oh,
yeah. So Sheila, usually there's more like people coming to these meetings, and you know, it's been like people are actively doing it and sharing like what they're doing. And Ellison, he actually went down to Alabama and he had a 12-unit, like a small multi-unit building that he bought and he was upgrading and was actually doing interviews to get homeless veterans, you know, to move in. And so in his plan, his program included like you know, financial education and then getting them jobs through like local jobs and helping them, you know, get back on their feet.
Good.
And he started earlier in the, I want to say maybe late spring, and then he actually went down there. Now his sister, I guess she said she does documentaries, and so the sister was going to go with him and like follow him through the process and interview the veterans, and then you know the plan was to make like a documentary afterwards.
Okay.
Cool. That's Ellison down in Louisiana, and then Monica, she gave another presentation. She's out in Missouri. She has a 12-unit apartment building where she works with the city using the HUD-VEST program, and she has also resources, financial education, work, you know, like education, and she's doing it in Missouri. She has partnered up with local authorities, and she has a pretty like robust program down there in California. And she's actually looking for land because she wants to build. Her plan is to build like, I don't think it's just regular like housing, and then just after that to put the homeless veterans. But she's been doing it for 15 years, so a long time.
And where in California?
Oh my goodness, where? Not LA. Oh my goodness, not somewhere. No, you know, Aaron would know because
Come on, Rhonda?
Yeah, Rhonda. Where in California is Rhonda?
Rhonda's in Richmond, California. So Rhonda helps out homeless veterans. She's been doing it for 11 years. She helps out homeless veterans and with all access to stuff. So, and she
Nice.
constantly has different people, different clients. And so she's been a very, very big advocate of this meeting. I'm a very big fan of her. I guess she's busy right now. I'll text her, but yeah, but she's a very big advocate of this. The whole purpose of this meeting, and hello, Kelly, how you doing? Good to see you. The whole purpose of this meeting is just to add resources to each other. I don't want to have a national one. I just want to add resources to people in their different cities. So I have a lady in Phoenix, Arizona, who's trying to help homeless veterans in her area. I just want to add resources to her so that she will understand. Make maybe like a walking paper or something like that, so that people know the different resources they can do in their respective cities. Because every city is different, every situation is different. I mean, Detroit is different from being in San Francisco. And I just wanted to have a call and like I said, support a friend, because Ellison, as he was saying, went down to Montgomery, Alabama, is trying to help homeless veterans, also while rehabbing a house down there. So he's trying to do a documentary, and he sent me a video of a veteran, but it was more, I couldn't put it on my YouTube page because it was a good story about the man and what he's going through in his life, but it wasn't about him being homeless. It was more about his PTSD issues. So I don't want to like put on my YouTube page, because my YouTube page is all about real estate and then a homeless veterans call, but I didn't want to put something on there. But I wanted Ellison to talk about that on this call. So maybe you might do it next week if he can't come. I just called him, he's not answering the phone. Like I said, the whole purpose of this call is just to add resources to each other and help each other out, because it's a problem that's ongoing and could get even bigger with how the economic times is right now in our country.
Where are you located, Aaron?
I'm in Tacoma, Washington.
Okay, all right. Because we do have land in California that's being donated, but out here in Las Vegas where I live, I can't find land. It's crazy. So we're working on a project to get land and then put tiny homes for the homeless veterans out here.
How far out are you looking for land?
It's got to be reasonably close to jobs, because we have an agreement with Amazon fulfillment centers out here. And they are willing to take any of those homeless veterans that we get off the streets and give them a job and train them.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I could definitely, pitch that out and see if people can, maybe, send a post out or something like that, and see if somebody might have land or have a deal in place, something like that. I mean,
yeah, that'd be wonderful if you could do that. I've been working on it for 8 months now, and I there's lots, I can find land for sale, but we're waiting on our investor to fund us so we can, because in case we end up buying something. So
so let me ask you this: is it so you're part of a nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what challenges do you have with that? Because I mean, I've seen people who, especially veterans I know, who they want to start something, but they talk about the nuances of nonprofit. Everybody's going after basically the same thing. It's kind of like a red ocean. Everybody's trying to fight for the same money, and you're not really getting nowhere. So what's the challenges you guys have?
Well, funding has been an issue since right at the beginning of the pandemic, but we do now have an angel investor. So that's going to help us. And I talked to congressmen and women, senators and councilmen, and the city of North Las Vegas is going to join us in getting some tiny homes set up. So funding is going to come from there. I've also applied to the city of Las Vegas because they've got funds, the American Rescue Plan, I believe is what it's called. So I've applied for that. So I have basically found for what I want to do, I can't just take small donations. It just isn't going to cover it. You know, we're looking for like $500,000 to put, get 20 acres of land and put 1,000 homes, tiny homes on it or whatever it is. Been struggling a little bit with that, waiting on some folks to step forward. I'm working with the casinos and they're not stepping forward either. They're busy rehiring.
Right.
So we've got some plans in place, just don't have the land yet. And we've already got our tiny home project all mapped out and everything. We know exactly what we're going to do. We do have Nevada state zoning code, a new one for tiny homes. So that they created and passed legislation. So we actually have a code for tiny homes now.
So what are you, and Kelly, I mean, if you have any questions, I mean, you want to add on anything like that, please do. This is a forum, it's not just an interview. You definitely add on if you have anything.
Oh no, I thank you for the invitation. I'm just listening. It's great to learn what you all are doing.
Okay.
Thanks.
So is there what is the plan in place? So is to put tiny homes onto land and then make it into a community like that? Like a low income housing kind of situation or something like that?
Yes, correct. Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, if we get this thing going, the rent is going to be $350 a month for a 350 square foot home. Some places I've been talking to, they have utilities on the land, which is ideal. We could move forward as soon as we get something.
Who pays the rent? Does the HUD-VEST program help with the rent payments, or do the veterans have to pay their own rent?
Well, we're hoping to get the funding from the cities and the county, the local municipalities here.
What about HUD-VEST out there in Nevada? Are they?
Oh yeah, we do. Housing is hard to get right now with VASH vouchers. I just hosted somebody for 2.5 months for free. I let him stay in a casita. He had to move out. Now he's at the Salvation Army, living there. So, if we pull homeless veterans off the street, they're not going to have any money yet, until they get a job. So, these places we're going to set up are going to be permanent housing. They don't have to leave unless they really want to, or they're just not following the rules, one or the other.
Does HUD-VASH covering anything?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so it has
No,
to be
been talking to everybody.
So when I looked into their HUD-VASH requirements, they're very straict. They need to have their own, area and up to standards, and a lot of like if you have like a single family home, it has to have all these requirements. So it sounds like they want them in like their own unit with their own like amenities. And that's how here in Chicago, I was told that at the VA hospital, that they have veterans waiting for housing, and so that's just something like a potential up here, that if you can offer housing, somewhere in the area, and then the VA the HUD-VASH will cover for their own space, their own unit. And so the model I would like to look into is the one that's for profit. I would offer the housing and then get investors to want to return their money and connect like investors and connect like housing for homeless veterans, but it will be for profit. So it's just getting it up and running.
Yep.
So what is the plan as far as for them? I mean, is there a certain time frame once you get the land and start signing the tiny homes up? And I know that's a project in itself, but what is the process for them to go from in the tiny homes to maybe outside of the move graduate basically from tiny homes back to society or something like that? Is there
Yeah.
a time frame you guys have or something like that?
Well, Aaron, I used to be a realtor in California, so I know that everybody has different challenges, credit scores, no credit history, everything from A to Z. We want to have at least 50 homes up by the end of the year, and we're not going to, rush anybody out of there, but I am going to put them all into a plan where they can fix their credit and start connecting with a lender out here.
Right. Yeah, and we have a credit guy. He was on here before. We have on this call we have a doctor who really she's based out of LA, and she might make it. She told me she got a client, so she might make it at the end of this meeting, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So, and then we have other investors who got who is housed homeless veterans. So so it's more to come. Like I said, this meeting is all about just trying to have add resources and no resources for people. So this definitely this will go on the YouTube page, and then I'll definitely promote it. What I'll do is get a snippet. Especially when you was talking about looking for land, I'll put that on LinkedIn, on Facebook. So
Okay,
people can see
cool.
that post about that. And like I said, I'm not trying to run it off, but I'm just telling you what I'm going to do because, I think that this cause is so worthy. And I think tiny homes is the way to go, really, because we have, like here in the Seattle area, we have a guy who, he's the only person in the county, in King County, that's where Seattle's at, that houses homeless veterans or homeless people. And I went to one of his facilities, and look, it is what it is. People got to live where they want to live at, or people desperate times. But I went to one unit, and they had like 4 or 5 people in the unit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, it is what it is. I mean, people, you can't really blame if you're homeless, but I just wish that it was a little bit different. But I think that having a tiny home, having your own privacy, and can really start anew, and then also having a program where I think one of the biggest things is, and we talk about this, it's a lot of research done. How did you go from being in the military to being homeless? What's the process right there? Is it mental health? Is it financial? Is it just because a lot of times when you're in the military, you're in structure. You're structured. You know what to do. You have a job. You have certain things you're gonna take care of. You go this place. You go that place. When you get out the military, it can be tough for a lot of people because now you don't have that structure anymore. Now it's wide open. So is it that? Is it other things? Some people don't want help. We know plenty of people who don't want help, regardless of people can see problems. They don't want to help for whatever reason. So I think that's one thing that we really got to see of how they go there, and what can we do to really solve it for the next people.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely. I agree. The factors that are contributing to that unsuccessful transition. And I think also, Sheila, like, best of luck to you. I'll definitely share and manifest, the land for you, and hope that you find it. But definitely having that available resources to make those transitions, because I think the military is structure, but it also offers community, it offers peers, it has access to all of your basic human needs in one place. And most often, lack of that just institution supporting all those needs. It's a huge world out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like taking, you know, when we shove our children out at 18, like, there you go, out in the world, you're on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Mhm.
that's what we're basically doing. So how can we help them transition? And so anything, I just want to thank you all for creating the space. You know, I live in Hawaii, and we definitely have on the island of Oahu a huge
Mm.
homeless population, and we have such a large population of veterans that fall into that category, just and that live here,
Mhm.
right? That I see struggling to maintain, and whether they're in the military or out. So yeah, anything that I can do from the island in the Pacific, I'm happy to help.
Great.
Do you know, Kelly, of resources that they do for people in Hawaii?
Not that I know of more community resources,
Mhm.
and then some things we just lack here. Like we don't have I learned that Hawaii is one place that doesn't have a VA hospital. We
Mm.
have Tripler, but it's only for active military. And so I have a friend who's a nurse,
Wow.
and she's a VA nurse, and she supports those that aren't able to use Tripler, that have severe, you know, health issues.
Mm.
And she, you know, there's a large population. So I know that there's a need, and just due to our high cost of living, they struggle, right? Some things that I've seen us do here that are unique is we've taken, similar to the tiny home concept, but we have these large Matson or the shipping containers that come on the
Mhm.
boats.
Yeah.
So they've turned those into, we have a housing area over by the airport. So making use of resources and just limited space, you know, and cost of living. Like our median sales price for single family homes is almost 2 million.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Mm.
but military who are active here, you know, and get that BH can definitely purchase housing, you know, and take advantage of that. It's almost cheaper to buy a house than it is to rent
Mm-hmm.
if you have access to resources and
Yep.
funds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know of any particular veteran services. I know that because we have all the branches of military on this island, they're often directed to locally where their service may be, or dependent upon their situation, like a healthcare situation, then they're directed into the system. But for housing, I don't know of any in particular.
I think that that's very, you know, interesting with everything, because I wonder how many veterans are using the VA loan as well. Now, if you're homeless, you don't have a job, then that's not going to really work. But you know, if people have a job and are homeless, I hope that, or somebody can talk to them about using the VA loan as a way. Now it's harder to find homes now, you know, good prices, but there's still benefits that we have. That only 15% of all veterans use their VA loan. So, and we have, you know, thousands and thousands of, you know, of service members, so millions of service members. So I just hope that, you know, that people are made aware of what they have. But that's interesting about I didn't know that about Hawaii, about no VA hospital there, anything like that. That's very interesting.
And we just have, it's our population of military is so huge that have come and gone and stay, right? So
Right.
it's interesting.
Yeah, I find that very interesting that that, but uh
Problems in paradise, as I
yeah,
say.
yeah, 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 absolutely. I mean, the VA is only can do so much. Some people got to help themselves as well, but I just think they're giving resources, and then it is what it is from there. I hope they take it. But is there anything like, for instance, Sheila, that you need besides the land? Anything like that you guys are looking for?
We can't do much without land. We already have a zoning code, so once we get our land, we can go ahead and start moving forward. Looking for investors to come on board and back us up on this project.
Right. Right.
Sheila, are you guys writing grants or requesting grants?
I do some grant writing, but as you probably know, it's a lot of work. I have
Just run
templates and other things
Oh,
set
do you?
up ahead of time because they basically ask you for a lot of the same stuff over and over. But we're a small staff, and I do most everything.
Rhonda does grants too, so maybe she can, and you connect with her, she maybe to give you some guidance in that.
Yeah.
I know that's how she gets a lot of her funds too.
Okay,
She's been
sure.
doing it for like 15 years.
Wow. Yeah.
I hear it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
I'm texting her right now.
Good.
If not, I can pass you her number. Sheila, so y'all can talk, and maybe she might have some resources that she does, Northern California, that may can help you out.
All right. I'm gonna give you my email address in the chat. If you'd add me to the meeting invites and everything, I would
Okay.
appreciate that.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna talk to Ellison and see if we can get his guest speaker to be on for next week, and just do it next week, and things like that, and probably a bigger audience. Like I said, I guess me and Claudia can both tag team and put it on LinkedIn and Facebook and try to get more people to come on, because if you don't market it, people are not going to come. So
Right.
you definitely got to market it. You can't just put emails, because people forget and people have busy schedules. So, but yeah, just thank you. Thank you for this information too, Kelly. I did not know about that in Hawaii. I know I've seen the homeless when I went to Hawaii, and things like that. And, you just wonder, I mean, you just wonder about stuff. Are you guys good with COVID as well? I mean, are you guys having a big outbreak in COVID in your state?
We've have actually the most cases we've had. And they're talking about, in fact, I haven't, it's 8:30 now. So usually about 9 o'clock, I think there's a press release or something. I have a feeling we're gonna have some more shutdown. Yeah.
Yep.
They were talking about having curfews or things like that, because our hospitals are, the ICU is at capacity. So it's a concern. Yeah, we just have limited resources. They were sending some healthcare workers from the continent, so that's good. But yeah, so I hope you all stay happy and healthy. And one thing I did want to share though about Hawaii that I think is really great, because we have so many military. We do have the VA is mentioned, the VA loan is mentioned frequently. Real estate agents are familiar with it. Like, I'm a part of a lot of these, just national networking groups. And so I hear stories of people just not being made aware of it, the benefit. And I don't feel that's the case. I feel like we especially have a lot of lenders that are very knowledgeable. Most lenders, you're pretty confident that they know what they're doing with a VA loan. It's most of the time when we have to use lenders on the continent that we get a little worried. So most of our local lenders are pretty knowledgeable and we get the word out. So that I feel like when they're here, they're made aware.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's and you know, we're not taught finances in the military. We're not taught finances a lot of times in high school. And you know, a lot of people get in financial trouble because of those things. So I think that's good to be taught, you know, people make the VA loan aware. I wish I knew that when I was in. I use the VA loan now, but I wish that I knew when I was in, or you know, somebody took me by the hand and told me, hey, use your VA loan. But you know, it is what it is, and I think it's a responsibility of people like myself to tell people about it. Use my platform to tell people about it, and I do that on Clubhouse, as you see, Kelly, in the Clubhouse room, talk about it a plenty. And then, you know, matter of fact, my first guest for my meetup, my real estate meetup I have on every Thursday, we talk. My first guest speaker was a VA loan expert. You know, because I definitely wanted to start off like that. So, yeah. But yeah. So yeah. And thanks for the information, both of you ladies. And thank you, Claudia, for bringing Sheila on here. I definitely add you on, Sheila, to future meetups, to the email chain that I have for it. So matter of fact, I'll put you in the email. I'm sending you the email chain right now. And then what I'll do is I'll send you Rhonda's number. I'll send you guys an email together. So yeah, I'll link you guys together, Sheila, on the email. So matter of fact, let me just send that right now to you. So while we're talking, Claudia, you have anything?
No. So most recently, you know, I closed on that 3-unit property in Crete, and we have one empty unit that we have to upgrade. But I'm actually reaching out to the local housing authority, who's, you know, works with the VA, the HIVAS program, and I'm just trying to get familiar with the process. And they sent me some documents, and I have to fill out a form to offer it, you know, to offer that unit. So that I'm gonna go forward with that. But like long term, I'm here in Chicago. So I've been told that the VA hospital in Chicago, it's right in the downtown Chicago area, has like a waiting list for homeless veterans. So I've been talking to another you know, member who's interested in helping the homeless veterans. He was saying that if I can get a property that's in line with the CPA, like the train that goes down south, and get some property down there where I can house buy like a small multi-unit property, and then offer those units to the veterans who can actually have, you know, being able to have access to the train and be able to go to the VA hospital for services. Because with the HATBAS program, you know, they get housing, but they also get a counselor, they get some like mental health help at the hospital. So they have to have access to the hospital. And so I'm looking at that model now, that possibly if I can get like a small multi-unit near the train, and maybe take that route to help in the cost here in Illinois. So that would work. That model would work here in Illinois. We'll see. Yeah, but that would be a for-profit, like, you know, just business. Yeah, so I'm pursuing that right now. Let's see if it works out. And I think others are doing great things. Like everybody who's down in, you know, California and Alabama and Missouri, they're doing it. You know, the models are different. And you know, like we spoke before, it's interesting how there's not one standard, right? Set up like across the country. It's so fragmented. Everybody's doing their own thing, and it's different. And maybe we can get together and help each other. I think this platform is great to do that. Sorry, I have my children in the background. You can hear.
Kelly, are you doing anything in real estate?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you doing anything with real estate?
I am. I work in residential real estate across the island of Oahu. So I work mostly right now with buyers and then a couple sellers. So our market's pretty active. like across the country. Yeah, so I have a lot of veteran clients, active military or retired. So would say that they are kind of struggling to compete using the VA loan if they don't have money to put down, and especially in some of the more popular areas. The areas that they tend to like to live closer to the bases are more have a higher demand, so they are struggling a little bit. But yeah, I think just staying ahead and trying to help them. I help a lot of people that are active before they get on island. So I offer a lot of island tours, like virtual sharing about the neighborhood. So I think that's helped prepare them for when they get here if they've never been, because it can be very unique. Different than what you might have seen on TV or yeah, other bases they have been to. So.
Right. Yeah, I think that's cool. I know a couple Hawaii investors. Matter of fact, I should see one of the guys. He's supposed to be coming to Washington tomorrow. He moved from LA to Hawaii. They live in Maui. Matter of fact, a guy named Brandon Turner lives in Maui. That a lot of people know. He works at Bigger Pockets. So yeah, but
Maui, I learned, is one of the top 10 places to relocate to.
Yeah, I know. Like this guy who's hosting the event tomorrow, him and his family moved to Maui, and then I know another investor who moved to Maui as well. So yeah, I think Brandon convinced them to say, "Hey, let's move to Maui." So if you got it, hey, you got it, right? So I think
definitely.
Awesome. Yeah.
I always say Maui is my home away from home because I'm originally from Northern California. It's funny because you were mentioning Richmond, and I used to work in Richmond. I worked for Contra Costa County. But I've lived here 10 years now. When I originally came out, I was on Maui for a summer, and I knew that I just wanted to live here. And so I did everything I could to make it happen. And yeah, I don't regret it. It's a great place to live, but it does have its challenges at times.
Yeah.
Problems in paradise, as I said. But yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. Been working for 11 years.
I have to go, you guys. I have to actually to the Cedar Village to switch the utilities for my property that I just closed on, and so I have to go do some stuff here. Okay. I'm gonna have to go, but thank you, Erin, and I'll definitely be there at the next meeting too, and I'll go ahead and promote it on LinkedIn and older Facebook just to try and get more.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Claudia. Have a good one, and hope everything goes well. Enjoy vacation. Enjoy Chicago.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
All right, see you later. Yeah, I don't want to waste you ladies' time. Sheila, I just sent an email to Rhonda, so as an introduction email for you ladies to talk. Like I said, she has a wealth of knowledge, and I hope you guys can really do some stuff together. I think she can really be helpful for you.
Great.
So,
okay.
And then Kelly, thank you so much for coming. And we're gonna try next week to have a bigger platoon of people. So, but I thank you for your time. I learned a lot today by just listening to you ladies and what you guys have to say. Also, Kelly, you're welcome to come to the meetup. The meetup's tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely keep me in the loop. I appreciate all these conversations and just learning more, and yeah.
Yeah, so tonight for my meetup, I have an investor that's going to talk about green energy. She also is a commissioner of a cornhole league in Europe. She's stationed in Europe, stationed in Germany. So it'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning when she speaks. So, but she's military, and she's going to be great tonight. But my meetup is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I think it's probably 1 o'clock your time, right? So if it's 7 Eastern, it's probably like 1 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock here on the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Have you had the daylight saving shift yet? No.
no, we
Fall,
haven't.
spring. No. Okay. Yeah. Then we're 3 hours behind Pacific time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to come, let me know.
Yeah.
And-
Please send me the info and I'll try and see if it works with my schedule.
Okay. I sent you an email yesterday too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it on that one?
No,
I thought
it's
that this was for, okay.
no. The meetup is something different. This is for homeless veterans, of course, and, as you know, and then the other one's for just straight up real estate.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Send me the info.
Okay. All right, Sheila, thank you so much for coming. And let's try to help you out, and hopefully we have a bigger meeting next week. So thank you, ladies, both, and we'll see you later.
All right, good to meet you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you,
See you next
guys.
week.
care.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good one.